How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered, where we are still looking for some bad endings. I believe there's only 3 more to get, 20, 21, and 22. And then we got to figure out how to get the good ending for Unlimited Blade Works. After that, we can then move on to the final route of this game. So we'll be jumping right back in wherever it is I left off. I think I left off at the selection for Bad Ending 17, which was actually kind of a trip. And that seems to be the case. So we want to jump back to the hallway, and then we're just going to be skipping on forward. Let's see. I think if we also say this option, we'll just lose again. We'll just get the same bad ending. I'm pretty sure. Let's see, what day are we on? I've got my guide up here. I think that's for sure, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that we'll just be getting the same bad ending. So, let's see. Where am I in my guide here? I'm actually, like, so lost. Let's see. Jump to the stairs gets us Tiger Dojo 16. And we could say this, which I think gives us brownie points, actually, to her, but it doesn't actually get us a bad ending. Okay. So, I'll just choose the same thing, because we don't want to utilize, we don't want to go with the choices that give us brownie points with Rin, necessarily, because we want the good ending. We want to lock ourselves into that for sure, All right, let's see. For this one, we need to, well, actually, we can say that we can say the second or the third, but we'll just go with the third, just so we can move right along here. And we're just going to be skipping on ahead. So I brought up in the previous episode, by the way, I am watching the anime. I'm now in the second half, and guys, it is so good. It is just so good. All right, what do I want to say here? I've said I can't say for sure, but we could also just say this. I guess that's just how it'll be. Whatever that means. Now we'll just go with this. And that should get us into day 6. But no, the anime has been so much fun to watch. Ufotable can really throw together something beautiful when they're not making stupid-ass Demon Slayer. For this one, the guide says that we should go and see how Sakura is doing, which I really like that choice, at least on paper, but I don't really think it did much for us once we went to go see how she's doing. We could just go, tell Saber that we're home. We could go and do that. Yeah, let's go do that. Let's go spend some time with Saber. I think the idea is that if we went to go see how Sakura was doing, that could have been a decision to get us closer with Rin. We don't want to do that. Let's go and hang out with Saber a little bit more. What the fuck kind of look was that, by the way? I'm a bit worried, but Crab Egg Fu Young is like an advanced version of an omelet, so even Fujine should be able to handle it. I'm pretty sure she does not handle it, if I remember correctly. I take my shoes off as I enter the dojo. This is actually what she wanted us to do, if I recall. Yeah, because after the events of the previous day, she wanted us to, come home and, by sunset, let her know, which we didn't do in my go-around. Saber must feel relaxed in this atmosphere, as she seems to favor the dojo. I kneel to sit and match Saber and tell her about what happened today, how we eliminated the bounded field at school, and how Tosaka anticipates that there will be some kind of counterattack tomorrow. And there will be. I agree. I know it's probably naive, but I didn't tell her about Shinji. I don't want her to consider him an enemy until his true intentions are clear.
ここにいていいのですか？
いや、別にこれといった用事はないし、夕飯まで時間があるからセイバーに報告に来たんじゃないか。たまにはこうやって夕飯までゆっくりするのも悪くないしさ。
では今夜の食事はシローが作ってくれるのではないのですか？
Yeah, I'm sorry, Saber, we're not.
そうだけど問題あるかな。ほら、藤姉も頑張ってるし邪魔するのも悪いじゃないか。
確かに大河の意欲は尊重すべきですが、シローは本当に手を貸さないと。
貸さないよ。大丈夫。藤姉だってもう大人なんだし、カニ玉の一つや二つは作れるさ。
I mean, I'm also an adult, and I can burn water.
いや、もしかしたら俺よりうまいかもしれない。何しろ、意外性 A 判定の性能だ。
Admittedly, my explanation might be strange. And Saber is still frowning.
わかりました。大河ではなくシローを信じます。重ねていますが、信頼していいのですね、シロー。
She makes sure with an intimidating intensity.
ああ、信頼してくれていいけど。
確かに聞きました。その誓い、決して忘れぬように。
Okay, I think visiting Saber is also in a way a mistake here. That must have been enough as she relaxes her shoulders. Man, who would have imagined that this would become the cause of such a disaster? I wonder how much this scene will change. Absolutely nothing at all about the next scene will change, but it does provide a little bit more, you know, anticipation, hesitation, a lot of worry maybe. Okay, so now we're in day 7. There actually shouldn't be... Yeah, there's nothing to worry about on day 7 in terms of us getting a bad ending. Let's see. So this is Rin waiting outside the classroom. She's after me. I'll obediently go outside. The option in this guide words things a little differently, but yeah, let's play dumb in this scenario.
遠坂もいろいろ人付き合いがあるんだな。
I don't know who she's waiting for, but I probably shouldn't disturb her. First of all, if I'm seen talking with two-ways idol, I'll be singled out by all the guys in class, especially Goto.
それより昼飯だ。放課後に備えて栄養とっとかないと。
I take lunch out of my desk. The hit-and-run squad who come to mooch off my lunch seem to be busy watching Tosaka, so I should be able to eat my lunch in peace today.
あれ？遠坂さん A 組に戻って行っちゃったぞ。
なんだよ、結局理由は分からずじまいか。まあ案外ただの散歩かもな。ほら、遠坂って時々突拍子もない行動するらしいじゃん。交際しろって迫ってきた3年を振るのに屋上で飛び降り寸前まで行ったって話知ってるか？
違うって、3年に飛び降りさせる寸前だろ。フェンス乗り越えてさ、屋上の端で立ったまま1日付き合ってくれたら付き合ってもいいってやつ。
These sure are some,
しばらく登校拒否になったんだってな。
These sure are some interesting rumors, huh?
でもさ、なんでそんなことしたんだろうな。嫌なら嫌っていうタイプらしいじゃん、遠坂さん。
ああ、それでござるか。遠坂殿曰く吊り橋の上の恋愛理論だとか。とりあえず好きになれそうにないので緊迫状態で1日過ごせば恋愛感情が芽生えるかもしれないとのこと。いや。
I pause as I open my lunch. I didn't know Tosaka had such a legend. Alright, I need to be careful when I go to the rooftop with her from now on.
お、ラッキー。戻ってきたぜ、遠坂さん。
Uh-oh.
けどなんかこう違くね？さっきまでは殺気だってたけど、今はこう寒気がするぐらい涼しげっていうか。
天使の笑顔でござるな。あれはもうあんたがそう出るならこっちも容赦しない、私開き直ったわという覚悟の表れでござろう。
That is way too specific, man. I feel a terrible chill. Saber's training seems to be paying dividends as my danger sense is sharper. I peek into the hallway. Uh-oh. There is Tosaka smiling, holding an eraser that she must have got from her class. In an instant, she's got some pretty good aim and power. Said eraser smashes directly into my forehead.
なんだ突如エミヤ君が回ったぞ。
ありえねえ。どうしたよエミヤ。椅子にモーターでも仕込んだか。
Oh, I wish.
忍法今のは忍法でござるかエミヤ。
Goto and the others make a commotion over it. I've fallen, share and all. The others surround me and offer help, though they look at me with anxious, no, excited eyes.
サンキュー。って後藤、今のどう見えた？
どうってにゃんと一回転。エミヤが椅子に座ったまま一人で側転したように見えたが。
Goto requests that I teach him how to do it. Well, there's no doubt that he'll get a good laugh if he can do a flip on command the moment a teacher calls on him, so I can see why he's jealous. But that's neither here nor there. My real problem is the devil in the hall that threw that bullet, toting a second, and deciding how she'll deliver the blow a second time around.
すまん後藤、話は後だ。ちょっと用事ができた。
The desk was left unharmed, so I grab my lunch and get up from my seat. It hurts. My forehead, where the eraser hit, stings more than the hip I landed on, damn it. Well, if we play dumb, we get hurt.
お前な。
I lash out at the magic bullet shooter while holding my red forehead.
いつまでもぼんやりしてるそっちが悪いのよ。平和にお弁当食べるのもいいけど、エミヤ君はそういうのが許される立場じゃないでしょ？
Yeah, I guess not.
いや、だからって人を一回転させるのはやりすぎだ。下手し。
どうだか。あれぐらいで死んじゃうような体じゃないでしょ、エミヤ。ま、そんなことどうでもいいわ。ちょっと話があるからついてきて。
話があるって、それって作戦会議か？
当たり前でしょ。ほら、急ぐわよ。エミヤ君がのんびりしてたおかげで時間がないんだから。
I mean, we're just gonna sit silently up on the rooftop again. She looks away awkwardly and starts walking. Is it my imagination, or does it look like Tosaka isn't doing so well? I don't know, man. You did just get hit on the forehead. And she brings me to the empty rooftop. Okay, well, all right. There's all that. That was fun. All right, so I believe if we choose to use the command spell, we actually do get brownie points with Rin. I remember somebody told me in the comments of the episode where I had to make this choice that I made the wrong choice to get the brownie points. But I'm going to continue on with the one that I made before, because we don't want the brownie points necessarily this time around. Or at least I'm not really trying to shoot for them. If they get in the way, they get in the way, you know? It is what it is. Okay, we're getting into day 8. Let's see. Okay, this I remember. This one I remember very clearly. That was a really fucked bad ending. But I respect it. Okay, so let's see. Which choice is this? Let's see. Meat's on sale today. I'll make a huge meal to make Saber happy. Yeah, I'm cool with that. However, in the guide, it does say that choice 1 will actually give us an extra CG. So yeah, let's go see what Sakura is up to. I'm worried about Sakura, who's absent. There's that thing with Shinji, so I'll go check up on her. Yeah, this seems like a fun choice to make, actually. I go back home to drop off my bag before I head to town. Sakura's house is on the other side of the intersection, at the upper part of the residential area. It's about the same distance as from the intersection of my place. I go up the hill that's different from the Japanese-style residential area. Then, that was Rin. In the distance, I see a familiar figure in front of my destination, Sakura's house.
Tosaka.
Oh, this was in the anime, I think. I confirm one more time. Her red clothes are rather noticeable. That itself catches my eyes, but her lower half is black as if to emphasize the red color. She probably picked something to balance out her dark hair. The outfit is very fitting for someone like Tosaka. Something thumps. Shut up. This time it thumps twice. Damn it, shut up, I'm busy right now, be quiet. It doesn't stop thumping. Geez, you're not a taiko at a festival. What the hell is it?
俺だ。
I calmly answer. It was my own heartbeat echoing through my ears. Quiet up until now, this sounds ready to rapidly beat right out of my chest. The cause is simple. I've never seen Rin Tosaka wearing her own clothes. Yeah, it's a huge deal to some guys. I can't imagine what kind of face I'm making right now. I can't even explain why I'm reacting like this in the first place. I saw her in her personal clothes. I saw her in something other than her school uniform. Without expecting it. And that's all, right?
あ、切れた。
Why am I hung up on this? It's just her clothes. This isn't a big deal. First of all, we're allies. She trusts me to have her back. So I ought to be prioritizing living up to that trust.
おい、遠坂。
I call out to her. Tosaka sees me, gets surprised, and starts looking around.
遠坂。何してるんだよ、こんなところで。
I get closer and call out to her. I have no time to resist. Tosaka grabs my arm and pushes me to take cover.
背中すりむいた。何するんだよ、遠坂。
黙って。
Oh, yeah, this is an extra CG, all right, but I was expecting one with Sakura, so I'm a little disappointed, but it is what it is. Wait, it's really soft. Error. Processing error. My brain is blown away. The heartbeat that I had forced to silence earlier sounds like a drum solo now.
遠坂。ちょっと。
もういいから黙ってて。騒ぐと見つかっちゃうじゃない。
見つかるって何が。
だからあいつによ。ほら、もっと奥に行って。こんなんじゃ隠れきれない。
Tosaka pushes her body onto mine.
遠坂。狭っ。
She's so close to me that I'm getting dizzy. I feel like I'm babbling nonsense, but I can't understand it myself.
だから静かにしてってば。ほら、見えるでしょ、エミヤくん。さくらの家の前。なんか変なやつが立ってない？
My boiling thoughts cool instantly. A strange guy standing in front of Sakura's house.
確かに誰かいるな。金髪。外国人。
そう。さっきからもう30分近くマトウの家を見てる。監視ってわけじゃなさそうだけど、なんか尺に触るのよね、あの目。
Unfortunately, I can't see the look in his eyes from here.
遠坂、交代しよう。俺も見たい。
あ、バカダメだってば。今出たら見つかるでしょ。って、来た。あいつこっちに来る。
We bend down to try to hide ourselves in the confined space. The footsteps approach. He goes down the hill without stopping. I actually really like this scene when it came up in the anime. I didn't actually know that this was even something in the visual novel, so hey, you know what? It's pretty cool. We already know about Gilgamesh, right? Like, already going through Unlimited Blade Works, but it does add to, like, you know, the mystery of this character and what the fuck he's up to right now. You know, at least at this point in the story. What was that about? I think he's a normal human being. He seems like a real full-fledged human with form. Yet I still feel something weird. I don't know who he is, but I have this strange feeling that our lives will come to an end if we go after him. It's such a strange, unnerving presence.
あいつ、以前さくらと話してたやつかな。
Yes. See, I was actually able to connect the dots on that one. Tosaka murmurs.
さくらと。
ええ、さくらは道を聞かれたらしいんだけど、何喋ってるかわからなかったとかなんとか。って、なんだってここにいんのよ、あんたは。
Tosaka jumps out of the back alley as fast as Lancer.
いや、それはこっちの質問だった。それを遠坂がだな。こう、人を荷物か何かのようにそこに押し込めたんだ。
I explain precisely to her. She must have understood as she freezes. Well, she stopped with the unreasonable complaints, but now she's just glaring at me. Hey, I'm the one that's annoyed here. You're the one who dragged me in like that. It's not fair that only Tosuka gets to make a face like that. She shouldn't have done it if she didn't want to. I feel stupid getting all embarrassed about it, damn it.
遠坂、とりあえず一切は関係ない。
I say while turning away from her.
何？もう調べたのエミヤくん。
調べた。一切はマスターじゃない。信用できないんなら別にいいけど。
おう、それは大丈夫。エミヤくんは嘘を言える人じゃないから、あなたがそう言うなら一世は白でしょ。
I mean, unbeknownst to us, I mean, he's actually like a trap in a way. Or he has been entrapped? Whatever. Tosuka replies nonchalantly.
くそ、負けた。
A sigh escapes my lips. I feel even more stupid for getting all worked up about it when she says it like that. And above all, I feel better just from hearing those words.
けど、どうやって確認したの？一世からはマスターの気配がしなかった。なら、確認の方法なんて襲ってみるしかないと思うんだけど。
Oh, we took his shirt off. It was great.
いや、霊樹があるかどうか確認したんだよ。どんなに気配を殺そうが魔力を抑えようが、こればっかりは隠しようがないだろう。
ああ、そっか。腕を見れば一発だものね。
Tosuka nods in agreement. But she must have thought of something else as her head tilts.
ねえ、エミヤくん。あなた、どうやって一世の霊樹を確認したの？
It's best not to ask these questions.
どうやったかって、そんなの脱がせたに決まってるじゃないか。嫌がったけど、力ずくで上着を剥ぎ取ったんだよ。
Tosuka freezes, staring at me in stunned silence. It's the delivery that Shirou has here. Now I think she's acting strange. Like, what part of that was unclear? I mean, yeah, fair point. The Mato household was silent. Shinji isn't home, and I don't see Sakura either. Just as I'm wondering what I should do...
さくらが気になってきたの？
Tosuka asks as if it's nothing.
遠坂、的さくらを知ってるのか？
まあ、ちょっと顔見知りなのよ。
There's more to it. There is fucking more to it.
それより
I don't know in what way,
弓道部
but
の
there
子はみん
is.
な病状がひどかったんで、信徒の方の総合病院に移されてるわよ。藤村先生が走り回ってるのだって、それが原因でしょ。
じゃあ、さくらは？
今頃は病室で眠ってるけど。なるほど。そういうことだったわけ。
なんだよ、その邪悪な笑いは。
別に。けど、そうよね。私への報告なんかより、いつも手伝いに来てくれる後輩の方が気がかりってなもんよ。
Tosuka smiles meaningfully. It's really humiliating, but more than that.
遠坂、なんでさくらがうちに通ってるって知ってるんだ？
そんなの弓道部に通ってればわかるわよ。
Uh-huh.
ほら、首相の三辻さんと知り合いだし、私。
She says as she starts going up the hill.
遠坂、帰るのか？
ええ、ここにいても仕方がないし、キャスター探しはまた練り直しだし。明日、学校でアイデアを出し合いましょう。
Tosuka says goodbye and casually leaves. Then, she looks at me seriously from a distance.
遠坂？
ねえ、ちょっと聞きたいことがあるんだけど。
いいけど、なんだよ。
その、例えばの話よ。もしさ、本人の意思とは関係なく、よその家に養子にやられたら、その子はどういう気持ちで育つのかな。
I feel like that might be the case in a lot of ways, actually. I mean, the child absolutely has to have, like, you know, a want to go with the people that are, you know, potentially adopting them. But in a lot of cases, you know, especially if, like, an orphanage is just overfilled and it's just... I mean, I'm sure that's not, you know, typically the case, but sometimes you just got to go with it. Like, if you want freedom, if you want an actual life, you kind of have to go with it. But this seems to be a different situation. And I wonder who she's talking about here. What is she getting at? A child that is adopted without any say, throwing away their previous life and starting a new life with a complete stranger. They say that you can't choose your parents, but if I think about what a child who doesn't have any choice in the matter would feel being thrust into a situation with a stranger...
Emiya-kun?
I'm trying to remember, but like, back in like elementary, middle school, somewhere around there was a book that I read about this kid who felt like their actual like parent, because they were in an orphanage or whatever, and it was like kind of shitty for them or something like that. And they were wanting to track down their actual parent, but it was just like a misunderstanding or something along those lines, like something with the name or whatever. But they leave that location, go on some crazy trip, find the person. It's not, who he thought he was, and we all could have guessed that, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to get at here, but yeah, I do think that sometimes in some crazy scenarios, a parent and child may come together in a way that is unexpected or just something that you wouldn't think would really come together from either perspective. I shake off those thoughts. What am I getting emotional over? I shouldn't even need to think about this.
いや、どういう気持ちもないだろう。もらわれた先の家がいいところなら文句ないだろうし、悪いところなら文句があるんじゃないか。子供なんてそんなもんだろう。
I mean, simple in a lot of ways, yeah.
そっか。
For good and bad.
そうよね。何当たり前のこと聞いてるんだろう、私。
Tosaka waves goodbye and goes up the hill. Her house and mine are in opposite directions. Well, I have to get back home before dark. True that. Saber would not be happy if we didn't. And alright. Honestly, I don't really know what to take from that scene, but I'm glad that we actually took the detour for it. So far, I'm really happy with a lot of these. Alright, so this is day 9. I'm going to go with that's the only option because the guide is saying to actually do this option here. And we'll skip along. And we can actually come across bad ending number 19 in this next choice. So we need to protect Tosaka. And this should get us into day 10. There's no bad ending that we can get here according to the guide. I am not going to save my game, but we're getting through the story here, detours and all. All right, let's see here. This wants us to go and talk to Tosaka. However, we can just go and talk to Saber instead, which I'm going to go for. I guess I'll just go talk to Saber. Yeah, we'll give the attention to Saber.
はあ、私の好きな食べ物ですか?
I nod. Even though I came to the dojo, my body is still numb. I can't spar with Saber, and I don't feel like talking about the serious things going on right now. So I ask her about her preferences for future reference. Really, I just want to get to know her.
おかしなことを聞くのですね。私には分かりかねますが、何か大きな意味があるのでしょうか。
ね、いや別に大した意味はないよ。セイバーはあんまり好き嫌いを口にしないから、喜んでもらえているか不安になっただけ。どんな料理が好みなのか知っておけば、セイバーが苦手なものを避けられるだろう。
それは誤解です、シロ。シロの用意する食事に問題などない。私は満足していますし、仮に何かあまり考えられないのですが、調理の仕方がまずい時があったとしても不満などありません。
Saber completely changes and watches seriously. Well, I can tell that Saber enjoys my food, so I'm glad to hear that, but...
しかしだな。やっぱり嫌いなものを出されたら嫌だろ。せっかく作るんだから美味しく食べてもらいたいし、セイバーの弱点も知っておきたい。
弱点などそんなものを知ってどうするというのです、シロは。
そりゃ参考資料として覚えておく。セイバーがアレルギー持ってるとは思えないけど、一応聞いておくに越したことはないからな。
どうにも合点がいかぬのですが、私が答えることで今後の食事がさらに向上したりするのでしょうか？
するよ。好き嫌いがはっきり分かれば献立も立てやすくなるし、今よりいくらか上手くなると思うけど。
協力します、マスター。どうぞ遠慮なく質問してください。
Oh, here we go. Saber sits up straight politely. I feel like she's pumped up, like she's about to start a match.
さあお願いします、シロ。
She urges me on. This is an unexpected turn of events, but I also sit up straight.
じゃあ初めは大雑把に。そういえば甘いものは苦手か？
問題ありません。どちらかというと好きな部類です。
そっか。なら反対に辛いものは苦手？
そちらも問題ありません。運動した後の刺激はありがたい。
All right.
ふむ。
I struggle with spicy, but I am trying, you know? I'm trying to get a little bit more into it.
じゃあもうちょっと細かく言って。
I can
青物は
typically
いけ
go
る
for
気か？
sweet stuff, though.
いけます。菜食主義というわけではありませんが、みずみずしい野菜は食事に欠かせない。
Vegetables are great.
じゃあ反対に肉類はどうだ？鶏、豚、牛と苦手なのがあったら言ってくれ。あと調理方法も好きなのがあったらどうぞ。
そのような贅沢は言いません。肉料理は食事の花だ。シローが調理してくれたものは全て驚くほど美味しかったので、今後も自由に作ってほしい。
そうなんだ。ちょっと本題からはそれるけど、セイバーのいたところの料理ってどんなんだったんだ？
Hey, what's with the face? Why do you have to think it over?
いや、じゃあそのうまい
Were
まず
they
いの感
worse?
想と
Were
か
they
なら
better?
どうかな。
Oh. Man, her voice actor didn't even want to say this line. She's muttering, an opinion full of hatred. It's so unlike Saber to be so openly negative. With it comes what feels like a flood of dissatisfaction with the incompetence of an individual and the self-hatred of not being able to correct them.
そっか。そのごめん。とにかく話を戻そう。最後のカテゴライズとして魚介類はどうだ？
そうですね。私もあまり口にしたことはありませんが、海産物は体にいい。食すまでの手間を考慮しないのなら好きな食べ物に入るでしょう。
Okay. She likes both sweet and spicy, and is fine with vegetables, meat, and fish.
聞き方が悪かった。そういえばどうしてもダメな食べ物ってある？
いえ、その心配は無用です、シロ。私に嫌いなものなどありません。
We have accomplished nothing here. Well, I don't want to say this after asking so much, but I'm starting to feel like these questions were meaningless.
なるほどなるほど。なんだ。つまりセイバーは何でも食べるってこと？
はい。美味しいものなら分け隔てなくいただきます。こと食事に関して私に弱点はないのです。
Saber puffs a little with pride. So then, I was able to learn one thing from these questions at least. That, well, if I get lazy and put in less effort into making meals, I'm not sure how Saber will react. Now, I need to get myself together and go talk about serious stuff with Tosaka. Which we have completely, gone around, which is fine, Let me get the guide back up because I didn't know how long that was going to go on for. Okay, so day 11. Let's see here. I think people actually wanted me to go with this top option, of which I did not do in my go around, as you can tell. So we will do this because Tosaka took our fucking bread. More importantly, the problem is how I should deal with the intruder that attacked the kitchen in the middle of the night.
登坂起きてるか登坂
I knock on the door of the guest room, but there's no response. It's almost 7 a.m. It may be possible for Fujine, but there's no way that Tosaka, the typical model student, isn't awake at this time.
登坂登坂登坂
Well, if she had a late night taking our bread, then, you know, that's strange. Does this mean that she's somewhere else if she's not answering even after calling for her this much?
ちょっと変だぞこれ
I'm worried. It's not like she went out to town by herself and hasn't returned, right? I will. No, we're gonna look inside.
よし
Oh, look inside. I have to find out where the missing bread went, and I have to go find her if Tosaka isn't there. I go inside nervous for some reason.
もしもし
I ask in a whisper, but there's no response whatsoever.
なんだやっぱりいないじゃんか
The guest room was the same as always. There was nothing different than usual. The only thing was this mysterious rectangular object on the table.
なんだろうこれ
The length and width are about 15 centimeters and the height is about 16 centimeters. It's made out of plastic and looks like a lunchbox.
じゃなくて弁当箱だろ
There are 3 of them stacked. I have no idea what it's used for or why it's there. I mean, we now do know.
なんだってこんなもの
I get curious and reach out. Then, I hear a sound of something rolling over behind me. Uh-oh, there she is. Wakey, wakey. A small sigh. The sunlight must be bright since she twists her body as if she's unable to sleep well and faces this way. Yeah, we need to skedaddle. We are seeing things we are not supposed to be seeing here. My thoughts are bleached white in an instant. All white. My breath stops instantly, and I can't look away. I gulp. I don't even think that it's bad if I make a sound. If we're talking loud, the pounding of my heart is louder. No, calm down. Be calm, be calm. I can't afford to mess up right now. I have to leave this room as if nothing happened to ensure our cooperation runs smoothly in the future. I'll probably be killed if Tosaka wakes up now, so, if I look at Tosaka any longer, I won't be able to keep on cooperating with her.
ちょっとごめん。もう少しかかるってば。
Can we talk about her pajamas here? My body jumps back. Tosaka is still sleeping. She must be a deep sleeper, since she seems like she would still be sleeping if I let her be. I sigh with relief and slowly retreat. It's like this episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob's breaking in and Patrick's sleeping. Meanwhile, I know I shouldn't be looking, but I can't take my eyes off of Tosaka. There was just a girl sleeping. Tosaka is a girl, and it makes me forget that she's a mage or a master. Her breath is as if she's unable to sleep well, and her pajamas are disheveled. If I see her like this, I won't be able to talk to her naturally like I have been up to now. So let us ski-daddle.
眩しい。
Her defenseless sleeping face. I slowly retreat to the door, unable to look away. How long did that take? The mere 2 meters of distance felt infinitely long, and I slide out to the hallway, suppressing my heart that's about to burst. I take a deep breath. I release the breath that I've been holding this whole time. My knees give way, and I fall to the floor.
なんだよ一体
Well, I'm completely at fault. It's my fault, but shouldn't extenuating circumstances be taken into consideration?
悪い登坂
The moment I murmur from the bottom of my heart, I suddenly feel tired. What a day this will end up being for Shirou. Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to get out before I suffocated. And now we act as if nothing happened. Anyway, I decide to go make breakfast. It'll be killing 2 birds with 1 stone because I can calm down if I make a well-prepared meal, and Tosaka would be happy if it tastes good.
おはようございます、シロ。 今朝は随分とゆっくりなのですね。
Yeah, definitely.
ああ、おはようセバ。今日は日曜で学校がないからその分ゆっくりしていられるんだ。
I greet her while I peel the potatoes.
ええ、望むところです。ではシロ、半身の麻痺は完治したのですね。
あ、そういえばそうだった。寝てたら治ってた。まだかすかに重いけどこの分なら明日には治ってるさ。
それはよかった。マスターが傷を負ったままでは私も立つ瀬がない。シローがいつも通り厨房に立っていると私も安心できます。
Saber takes a seat at her usual position beside the table. It's 8:30 a.m. I have to say that Fujine and Tosuka are sleepyheads for not waking up yet, but I can't complain today.
そうだよな。おかげでようやく忘れてきたし。
Tosuka's sleeping face in my mind was fading away due to the potatoes and onions. I would be okay if Tosuka were to come anytime now. There's no doubt I would be able, or I would deal with it calmly like usual as if nothing happened.
おはようり。昨夜はゆっくり眠れたようですね。
Uh-huh. Yeah, my spine freezes. I'm too scared that I can't look back at the living room.
おはよう。別にそうでもなかったんだけどね。日差しは眩しいし、0時過ぎてもゴソゴソやってる奴らはいたし。
Tosuka replies to Saber and enters the living room. This is a crucial moment. Calm down, calm down. It's easy. I just have to brew tea for the three of us and greet her as I face her.
よし。
I put the teacups on the tray and take one final breath. Don't fuck this up now. From the kitchen to the living room, I put the tray on the table where they're gathered together.
よ、今朝はじゃがいもと玉ねぎさ、トサカ。
What did we do wrong here? My breath stops. Tosuka is wearing something unfamiliar again. I said to calm down. It's okay. I saw her in normal clothes yesterday too. I should have some resistance now.
違う、訂正すると、今朝は和食ってことなんだ。もう少しかかるから、とりあえずお茶でも飲んでろ。
I put teacups in front of Tosuka and Saber. Then,
何のんびりしてるのよ。今日は出かけるんだから早く用意しなさい。
Tosuka glares at me as if to say that breakfast can come later.
は？出かけるってどこに？
隣町までよ。本当は遠出したいけど、さすがにそこまでの余裕はないでしょ。だから妥協案ってことで。
Is this some sort of preemptive strike? I can't seem to grasp Tosuka's intentions.
はあ。妥協案は分かったけど、何しに？
何って、遊びに行くに決まってるじゃない。デートよ、デート。
デートって誰が誰と？
私とシローが。
She says clearly. After I tilt my head in wonder,
デートって俺と遠坂が？
それ以外に誰がいるのよ。昨日の夜そう言ったでしょ。
yeah, I don't remember that happening. I feel dizzy. I want to say something back, but Tosuka is standing so majestically I can't even object.
ほら、いいから行くわよ。どうせこんなことだろうと思ってたし、お弁当作っておいたから。
Tosuka pushes the green tote bag onto me and leaves the living room. I see her off, dumbfounded. So much for breakfast.
リンの後を追わなくていいのですか？
ああ、ちょっと待て遠坂。
This was a fun one. Damn, if only I made that selection instead. You guys were right in the comments. All right, let's see here. So if I choose obey, we get a bad ending. So it's only taken us like 45 minutes, but here we are. We're finally at a choice that we can make in order to get a bad ending. I nod. I apologize to Tosuka, who stood beside and stared at me with downcast eyes. In my head, and obeyed Caster's words. Honestly, this whole scene, by the way, in the anime, I really appreciate how they made it so much more cinematic, overall theatrical, a whole different environment. Saber looks away at my choice, unable to make up her mind. Tosaka doesn't say a thing. We promised to beat Caster together, yet she doesn't nag me and just bites her lip.
賢い選択ね、坊や。ええ、それでこそ聖杯に選ばれたマスターよ。初めから勝ち目のない戦いですもの。おとなしく私に従うことが最善なのですからね。
Caster raises her arm. The fingers that were grabbing Fujine's neck go from my heart.
待て。お前の言いなりになる前に一つ約束させろ。
Ah, like Archer like Shirou. They do the same
いい
shit.
わ。立場が分かってないようですけど、聞くだけは聞いてあげる。
遠坂のことだ。お前の口ぶりじゃ遠坂を殺したがってるみたいだからな。
Yeah,
こい
lay
つ
a
が
finger
自分
on
の
her
家に
once she
戻る
gets
まで
home.
決して手出ししないと約束しろ。
シロ、
Caster doesn't answer. The purple robe stares at me indifferently without moving and...
何？どんな売り込みをするかと思えば、そんなどうでもいいことで私に従うなんて。素敵よ、坊や。こんなに笑ったのは何年ぶりかしらね。
何がそんなにおかしいの、キャスター。確かにバカみたいな条件だけど、あんたにシロを笑い物にする資格なんてないわ。
ええ、そうね、お嬢さん。坊やを笑い物にできるのはあなただけよ。だからこそ今の条件は受け入れる価値がある。よくてよ。ここで殺してしまうつもりだったけど、特別に生かしてあげる。私の協力者のたっての願いですもの。聞き届けてあげなくてはかわいそうだわ。
Oh, what a kind soul. The mage snickers. Glaring at her, Tosaka slowly retreats.
さよなら。元からこうなる予定だったし、次に会うときは敵同士ね、エミヤ君。
I hear her footsteps leaving, without seeing them off until the end.
さあ、茶番はここまでよ、坊や。
The mage's finger strips away my consciousness, and goodbye. So that's like the second time that this happens in this route, or that it could happen in this route. I'm in a deep darkness. I don't know how many hours have passed. I'm trying to keep track of the time by counting the seconds while I'm awake, but I can't think of any number beyond 10. That's rough. Everything is hazy. I don't feel my limbs, and it's calm as if I'm floating on water. I can only imagine that my skull is filled with algae, and I feel like laughing in this darkness. These days, Saber looks away every time I see her. I think we obtained the Holy Grail some time ago, yet Saber doesn't seem happy at all and keeps on apologizing to me.
気分はどう、シロー？あなたのおかげで手に入った聖杯ですもの。欲しいものがあったら言ってちょうだい。
Something I want, something I want. Nothing comes to mind. I never wanted anything, and even if I did, it won't do me any good now. If anything, I want a colder place. A painful darkness that would freeze the algae in my skull and make me want to dance. Strange desire, but okay. I wonder how the world looks now. Probably not all that great.
久しぶりね、エミヤ君。ようやく見つけてあげられた。
I hear a familiar voice.
キャスターの言った通りね。あなたは私を逃がすためにそうなった。だから、今のあなたを見て笑ってあげられるのは私だけよ。
I try to raise my hand to greet her, but I can't. I recall a specimen preserved in formalin. I'm floating in water. I can't feel my limbs.
笑い飛ばしてあげる。悪い夢はここで終わりよ、シロ。
Oh, well, thank you. Oh, the water is pouring out. My floating body starts rolling. A warm darkness pours the algae out my skull and makes me want to laugh. Nope, there we go. Good thing I didn't make that choice. That would have sucked. All right, Tiger Dojo time, finally. What are you doing here?
お知らせ。今回のタイガー道場は師範代が誘拐中のためお休みです。
Okay.
次回新シリーズ魔法の藤音マジカルタイガーにご期待ください。
Okay. That was it? That was it? Okay. All right. Okay, gamers. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this this session because I just took so many detours and, you know, other choices that I didn't jump into in our first go around with Unlimited Blade Works, and honestly, I was kind of having fun doing all that, to be totally honest with you all. So next time, for sure, we'll get the last two bad endings that I think are in Unlimited Blade Works, unless there's some sort of secret third one, and hopefully we can get the other ending for this route. Then, finally, we can move on with this game. So, just one more intermission episode. Hopefully, just one more. Oh, excuse me. But anyways, thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm slowly but surely getting better. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, but still a little bit of congestion and phlegm and whatever else, but I am starting to feel a lot better. I even did this recording session standing. I have a standing desk now, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. So I have more energy. I have more of an ability to talk now. I'm not, you know, dying every 10 minutes to cough or whatever. So making good progress, I think. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.